Okay, relax for a moment. I'm going to show you this next pose because it's really, we have to do a pose to do the pose that we're going to do. In other words, it's Akarna Dhanurasana, and there's Akarna Dhanurasana 1 and Akarna Dhanurasana 2. So we'll have to get to 1 to get to 2, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on 1 so that we can get to 2. So I'm in Dhanurasana, and I reach forward and catch my toes. So I take the left leg up, draw that leg back, keeping both buttock bones on the floor toward my ear. That's Akarna Dhanurasana 1. 2 is to take the leg straight up from there. And back and in close to the ear. And then back toward the ear. And then back to the floor. Okay, ready? Your eyes are big. You do the best you can. Let's see what happens. Okay, sit in Dhanurasana, shoulders back. Be even on the sitting bones. Kneecaps deep in, stretch the insides of the calves forward, inner heels forward, inner soles of the feet forward. Good. Now reach forward, catch your big toes. Of course, if you can't catch your big toes, then you'd use a strap, but you're all lithe, supple people, you can catch the toes. Keeping both sitting bones on the floor, keeping the left leg straight to begin with, pick up the left leg, bend the knee now, draw the knee back, left elbow up, draw the elbow back, draw the left hip back, elbow above your knee. There you go, that's right. So now as you draw that elbow back, shoulder back, hip back. Good. Okay, now take the left leg forward. Let's just get this part. Knees down, thighs down, chest up. Still hold the toes. Now pick up the right leg. Now draw the right knee, bend the right knee, take it back, right hip back, right elbow back, right shoulder back. It's a strength pose too. Left thigh down, left knee down. All right, now take the right leg forward. I'm going to show you something else. Let's stop. When you have an archer shooting a bow, Akarna Dhanurasana doesn't have anything to do with bow actually. It's to the ear bow pose, but it's a bow like an arch like that. So when you're shooting a bow like an archer is, you don't go, your trunk turns. You know, if I'm an archer, I'm not sitting down to start with, I'm not going to stand like this and shoot my arrows. I'm going to stand like this, and so the body opens up that way. So in Akarna Dhanurasana, the hips don't stay square. You have to open the pose up, much as you did in Parshvupavishta, the pose opened up. Parvitajana Shirshasana, the pose opened up. So here the pose has to open up also in Akarna Dhanurasana 1, and then it closes back up again in 2. So I take the leg up and I draw the foot back, but I also draw the hip back, knee back, shoulder back. Everything opens up that way instead of trying to do this. You're stuck here.
So your foot is still facing forward.
Still facing forward for right now.
Your body's opening up.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So the foot faces forward. That's the last part, is really the foot in a way, even though that's the name of the pose. So I take the foot back, take the shoulder back, take the hip back, and then the ankle bends a little so the foot comes in toward the ear like that, and that's Akarna Dhanurasana 1. Now to take the second part of the pose, the leg comes straight up. From this knee, I don't want to come forward to take the leg up. I want to go straight from the inner knee up through the calf. And now the ankle doesn't bend anymore. It goes straight up. So I'm like so in the pose. And then the knee bends, and I open it back up. And then, okay, let's do that. Now when you lift your trunk up in Dhanurasana, draw the sacrum in slightly. And you feel as you take the sacrum, it's as if you're plugging your pelvis into your femurs. So the pelvis goes into the femur, sacrum moves a little forward. Now you have a good lift in the spine. Reach forward, catch your big toes. Kneecaps in, lift the side chest up. Now pick your left leg up, Bend the knee, pull that leg back, elbow back, shoulder back, hip back. Draw way back like you're drawing an arrow back. Elbow above the knee. Right thigh press down, right knee press down. Now, from the inside of your left knee, take that left leg straight up toward the ceiling. Try not to go out, try to go straight up. Try not to go forward. Good, and then bend the knee, draw the leg back, shoulder back, elbow back. Still looking at your right foot. You've got a target you're supposed to be aiming your arrow at. And now left leg forward and come back to Dhanurasana. That's better. Take a break. Come to Dhanurasana. So one problem is that when you take your leg up straight, you're sort of going out to the side like that. It takes all the stretch out of the leg, and you lose the height of the pose. Even though you're in the pose and it's not an upright pose like a back bender like Dhanurasana itself, don't allow yourself to be pulled down into the pose. You're the archer. You have to stand up in the pose, and this takes some of the pressure out of the lower back that some people feel in this pose. So if you're feeling pressure in your lower back in this position, it's because you're sinking into your lower back. So why I mentioned the sacrum earlier is draw your sacrum in, lift the trunk up, then take the foot back, and then when you take the leg up straight, not out to the side, not forward, but as best you can, given your flexibility, straight up. Second side. Catch the toes. Sacrum in, side chest up. Kneecaps in. Pick up the right leg. Bend the knee, draw the elbow back. Draw the shoulder back, even the hip move back. Left thigh press down. Sacrum in, lift the trunk up. And we didn't do this on the other side, but bring the foot toward your ear. Let the ankle bend a little bit. So the sole of the foot is coming toward your ear, heel toward your mouth. Look at the straight leg. And now leg straight up toward the ceiling. Right leg from the inner knee, calf, inner calf, up toward the ceiling. Kneecap deep in, stay on both buttock bones. Don't rock onto the left, both buttocks down. Bend your right knee, pull the right leg back, right foot in toward your ear. And then right leg forward, back into Dhanurasana. Side chest up. Release your feet, sit in Dhanurasana. Don't allow yourself to be pulled down into the pose. You're the archer. You have to stand up in the pose, and this takes some of the pressure out of the lower back that some people feel in this pose. So if you're feeling pressure in your lower back in this position, it's because you're sinking into your lower back. So why I mentioned the sacrum earlier is draw your sacrum in, lift the trunk up, then take the foot back, and then when you take the leg up straight, not out to the side, not forward, but as best you can, given your flexibility, straight up.